Coming up today on This Is True Really New News.
I didn't know you spoke Klingon.
Neither did I. So I want you to know that having a yellow tongue isn't usually a cause for alarm. And we'll explain all that in a minute or two.
Well, it is if you've got the yellow tongue from eating snow.
Well, yeah, and that's cause for disgust. So, if you like disgust and alarm, please like, subscribe, and follow This Is True Really News.
Actually, if you're fond of disturbing, we're your guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Drop comments wherever you catch us. And if you'd like to send us a story to give a shot or shout or that we might vomit up onto the interwebs, let's send that to This Is True Really News. No, to TITR@netradio.network. I think that went well.
They didn't notice you're okay.
Okay, good.
Did you mention the fact that they can comment?
Yes, I did. I got that in.
So we're good to go?
We're good to go. You're up.
Attaboy.
This is True, Really News with Scott Combs and Tony Vercanis. All the news you're about to hear is true,
Really?
as far as you know.
So it was last spring, shall we say?
Was it
Well, we
last
don't have to
spring?
say it. The New York Post wrote about it.
Oh, okay. So it's last spring.
Last May, a New York attorney, Anthony Orlick, allegedly snatched the wig off the head of a Brooklyn singer, Lizzie Ashley, while walking along a street at night.
Why do you do things like that?
Don't know. Well, he's an attorney, so Ashley captured the aftermath on her cell phone and, of course, posted a video to TikTok because that's apparently what you do,
Right.
which garnered hundreds of thousands of views, which is apparently what other people do.
Good idea.
In the video, Ashley yells at Orlick, "Sir, for what reason did you take my wig off? What makes you think that's okay?" Orlick refused to apologize, even with his friends encouraging him to do so. Ashley has said she plans to take legal action, but Orlick is already in trouble. Well, he's an attorney. I don't know why we're surprised.
I was going to say.
His firm's already canned his silly butt, according to LinkedIn. And now the question, why? What would the motivation be? That's
I
gotta
don't
be
know.
the weirdest snatch and grab ever.
Yeah, really. Why? So, drugs, alcohol?
No, I think he's just a mean person. He's a lawyer after all.
True.
Hey, he could be a crocodile.
Ooh.
Maybe
Careful.
maybe that wasn't his hand grabbing, it was his jaw, his teeth.
Then you
grabbed it
got
and started to shake and then figured out, crap, all I got was the hair.
Then you bite his eyelid.
Well, that's, in this case, it would be just more for fun, but sure.
Eyelid biting is an oddity in the wild kingdom.
Although you're in New York, it's probably a protected act.
This from Live Science. A yellow tongue isn't usually cause for alarm. A number of ordinary things can turn the tongue the color of mustard, from dry mouth to bad oral hygiene. But
Leaving mustard on your tongue.
there you go. But for a 12-year-old boy in Canada, a yellow tongue was a sign of a serious and rare disorder. Now, this is more weird than funny. I mean, it's just, I've never heard of anything like this. And it's
We just
really,
had a lawyer steal a woman's wig.
yeah, right.
We do
So-
weird.
it's true. The boy went to the hospital after he experienced a sore throat, dark urine, abdominal pain, and pale skin for several days. He also had a bright yellow tongue. Doctors determined that the boy had jaundice. Now, jaundice happens when a yellow chemical called bilirubin builds up in the body. Now, any parent knows this because they're checking bilirubin levels on newborns all the time. Bilirubin
Isn't that
is
the guy that played Pee Wee Herman?
No, it wasn't. Billy Rubin. Billy Rubin is formed. It sure does sound like a pretty good sandwich, though. Billy Rubin is formed during the normal breakdown of red blood cells. But what was causing the boy's jaundice?
If you make it with turkey, it's a Billy Rachel.
That's true, and I prefer the other. After running a number of tests, doctors determined the boy had cold agglutinin, a rare autoimmune disorder in which a person's immune system attacks and destroys its own red blood cells. This autoimmune attack is triggered by exposure to cold temperatures. And so symptoms can be worse during winter months. The condition results in anemia, which may also cause jaundice because the fast breakdown of red blood cells leads to the buildup of bilirubin. In some cases, cold agglutinin disease may be caused by certain infections, including infections with Epstein-Barr virus, or Epstein-Barr, I'm not sure which it is. The boy was found to have an infection with Epstein-Barr virus. He needed a blood transfusion and received treatment with oral steroids to reduce immune system activity. After he left the hospital, he recovered well, and his tongue color gradually returned to normal as levels of bilirubin in his body fell. And they lived happily ever after. Isn't that fascinating?
It is.
Never imagined it.
Like there's not enough
ways to die, right? Exposure to cold. How do you suppose he did that?
You remember the cheese rolling thing in England?
Yeah. They chased it down the hill.
Yeah. 19-year-old Delaney Irving, Vancouver Island, British Columbia, was this year's winner. The contest, by the way, is in Gloucester.
I think you're right.
Yep. If you're wondering, it involves rolling a 7-pound wheel of cheese down the pretty much vertical
right
Cooper's Hill. When asked about her victory, she said, and I quote, "It feels great," in spite of the fact she was doing the interview from a medical tent after taking a fall and hitting her head.
Yeah, she's concussed and has no idea what she's saying.
The Guardian reported, "I remember running, and then I bumped my head." I still don't really believe it. Trust me, girl, there'll be videos somewhere.
Yeah, and she has to consume the cheese right there. So 7 pounds.
Irving was the only contestant who lost her footing. Can you imagine the insurance nightmare this race must be? And
they can't get insurance for this. You have to run at your own risk.
It's Great Britain. They protect everyone.
Well,
even
that's
those
true.
that don't want protection.
Even those
Socialist country. I mean, come on, dude.
Yeah, well,
they'll fix you.
A lot of them are very sweet. Yeah, right.
Are we back to the crocodile thing? Because I don't really want to get into tasting Englishmen.
Well, let's test the theory a little bit with our Britons generally kind and good.
Are they?
A Scottish government minister.
Okay, now Scottish would be, yeah.
Great Britain. Yeah. Racked up nearly 11,000 pounds in roaming.
Are they Great Britain or are they United Kingdom?
I think they're part of Great Britain. Maybe they're United Kingdom. You might be right.
I'm not sure.
Well, Patrick will tell us. Scottish government minister
or not.
Racked up nearly 11,000 pounds in roaming costs on his Parliament iPad while in Morocco.
Morocco.
Michael Matheson said he was using the device for constituency work, but had not switched over to the Parliament's current mobile contract. Officials tried to challenge the bill, but the company declined to waive any of the charges. Mr. Matheson has agreed to pay £3,000 toward the bill from his expenses budget. According to the Telegraph, which first reported the story.
So he's agreed to spend taxpayer money.
Well, hang on, it gets worse. Mr. Matheson took the iPad with him on a week-long visit to Morocco with his family around Christmas last year.
La 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 la.
How many of us believe that he was actually working on stuff while in Morocco with his family over the Christmas holiday? Raise your hand if you believe him.
Nah,
Not happening.
Can't even see a moment there where that's an idea that works.
Right. It has always been more expensive the moment you leave Europe, with some providers charging £7 a megabyte for data. Not surprisingly, opposition party members are questioning whether Matheson's story holds water. Come in. Sorry about that.
I'm guessing it only holds bourbon, maybe?
Maybe. Well, at least Scottish. Scotch.
Yeah, probably. Well, no, I'd probably just drink the beer because the Scots would find the Scot. They would be too expensive for a port drink. Just give me the beer.
And charge it to my constituents.
No, each and every one of them. I'll have one on all of them.
This is true, really news. Send email to TITR@netradio.network.